All right, I'm going to start now. So if you guys haven't already, if you'd go to coursework and just under the materials in session 4, download this file from session 3 that we started last week, um, and we'll get to it. So file that you guys have should look something like this. And last week we just figured out how to model this because we're trying to make something like I'll show you. This model was made using kind of a Rhino base to model conceptually, and then was put into Rhino, or then put into Revit, and you can see how it works with all of the floor plans and everything. So it just happens like really fast now after this is all worked out. But they're like pretty complex forms that you would have found it hard to model and create in Revit. So we'll move along to first. We're going to finish trying to model some of this. And then we're going to bring it into Revit. So if you guys want to take this form right here and turn the roof, glazing it, and everything back on. We're actually gonna delete one of these slabs, and also gonna delete this. Actually, let me see. Actually, if you wouldn't mind, undo that. Sorry. We're gonna actually take this form and delete it, and then you're gonna type in show selected. So before, what I did was I just typed in the command hide in order to hide this form that I had then cut before. So now we're just gonna have this more flat form, so that cut one on the side, since this is what we'd already done. So then I'm going to take this form and actually both of these, and we're going to export. And for you guys, I would just watch what I do because there's limited saves on your version of Rhino. So we're just going to save this as a SAT file, which is ACIS file, and this will allow us to bring it into Revit, and it kind of saves it not as it just saves it as like a surface, nothing with any kind of BIM model information. So then we're also going to do the same thing with this form, and you'll see that I'm doing the different layers one at a time because you'll see it'll be easier to bring it in and keep it straight. And then we're going to do the same for the slabs. So now I'm going to drag these files that I just exported onto the L drive so you guys will be able to use them. All right, so now we're gonna go over into Revit here real quick. If you guys wouldn't mind opening up Revit. Yeah, just do a new blank project, kind of like what we had last time. And for those of you last week, this is gonna overlap just a bit, but want to make sure we get this down very well. So if you guys wouldn't mind, let me know when you guys all have a new file ready in Revit. Is good. So right now we just have a blank file. So we're gonna go over to the masking and site tab, and we're gonna do what we'll call an in-place mass. That's all right. We'll call it walls for the first one. And now we're gonna go over to insert. And I went over this briefly last week, but just to reiterate, there's an option you can take to either import the CAD or link it. When you import it, you actually bring it in, and it's just that file is actually within the Revit file then. Whereas if you link it, it's just a reference to another file, so it doesn't add size to the actual Revit file. And you can also relink it to adjust it. So I think we're gonna link it to our CAD files right now. So click link CAD, and mine will be a different place than yours. But if you would go over to the L drive into the 133 and 233 library, there'll be a file. Actually, I'm not sure where this is. Not sure where I put that. Huh? Oh yeah, that could be why. Sorry. We won't be looking for a .sat. There we go. It'll be Rhino. Sorry, Rhino. We're gonna do just Rhino form. Yeah, just the original one. Yeah, Rhino form session 3. My apologies on that one. So yeah, just that one. And before you do anything, make sure you click origin to origin, and also feet, because otherwise it'll bring it in millimeters automatically, and the size will be incredibly crazy. And yeah, and we're going to. How would I best undo having just I would just hit Control Z. And once you come back in, yeah, just make sure that, and this origin to origin is important because let's say you keep on building on one piece of a model, you want to keep it in the same location. So origin to origin maintains a constant XY coordinate, whereas center to center just centers the mass in the actual relevant to itself only. If you zoom out the 3D view, you'll see this form right here. And seeing as I think it should be fairly easy, let's just also link the roof into this single mass. Also origin to origin in feet. And you'll see it come in right there as well. And for right now, let's finish this mass. And it will tell you that it contains only mesh geometry, which is fine because we're going to model from face here in a second. But first, let's finish doing our linking with CAD. Oh, back to massing on site. Let's do another in-place mass. And this is going to be the curtain wall. And we're going to insert to link CAD to the curtain wall. Once again, origin to origin. And you'll see it comes in right at the correct spot. Finish that mass again. And we'll do it one more time just to get the floor slabs in there. You can do this more together, but it's easier if you can, once you need to be going through it to model by face, it's easier if you have it separated so that you can turn one off and turn the other ones back on and whatnot. All right. So does everyone have their massing forms imported into Revit now? No, you want to do origin to origin. Have you tried doing link instead of insert?
Oh yeah, I tried that.
Just log staff existing CEE133 folder.
Same here.
I mean, it's in here, but something's going wrong with the server apparently.
It literally it was there on the menu last time I went there that it said
All right.
access. Then I went to go back.
All right. In order to fix this, I'm just going to upload these all on coursework then. So you guys can just go and download these yourselves. Wait, what's going on?
The file is where the first person's name appears in the drive.
That would be me. I don't know how. I apologize if I messed things up.
Is it still accessible? You guys able to link it at all, or?
Oh wow! How did I do that? I'm sorry. I'm gonna move it back.
Right.
I apparently moved the entire file into my folder somehow. No idea. If you move it, I'm gonna fix it. Unless somebody else already. How I know that?
where are they now?
They're back where they should be.
And where? 133.
If you're having troubles, you can go up to coursework and download any of those 4 files now, if you want to. Are you able to find it, Sebastian?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So how is everyone coming along with actually bringing it into their files now? Yeah, I would link all of them. Do you guys need me to show you how to do it again? Would that help? So yeah, like the other ones, and make sure after you're done linking them that you finish the mask so that we can then model by face. So, how's everyone coming along that? Anyone having troubles? All right, good.
What happens if you finish the mask after you link like 3 of them?
It's fine.
Does it matter?
It should be all right. I guess the only thing the only one I would make separate is the floor plates, because it might be easier to turn off the walls and exteriors in order to model by face after this.
Christian, is this okay?
See, it's for some reason it came off a little differently. I mean, you could try and move it up there manually.
I like the floor plates one level lower.
What?
The floor plates on my
That's strange. When you import it, I mean, I guess it comes in at VO.
Yeah.
Yes. Is there any other option besides coming in at VO footing? Have that option on mine. Well, I think you should, if okay, you could probably go into a plan, or I mean, an elevation view, and adjust those upwards. You might need to finish the mask first.
Do I do the finish mass option once I have the 3 files linked?
Yeah, it's good to finish the mask. In fact, it's almost easier if you were to link, like especially the floor plates in a different mask.
Okay.
But I think should be able to do it. I mean, you can just delete the recording, because if you were to like click on something to hide it, it would hide the whole mask. So let's say you want to model the floor plates by clicking on them, you may be able to do it. Maybe it'll let you, but sometimes maybe it'll also keep making you click on the walls around it. So that's the only reason I would say, just for simplicity's sake, you can import different masses, but otherwise it shouldn't be a problem. You have a question?
When I import it, it asks me if I want to import it into millimeters. Like it assumes that I want millimeters, and then I get very bold lines.
Yeah. So you want to import it as feet. That was it'll do default as millimeters, and this one was this was modeled in feet.
Okay.
So when you bring it in originally, just make sure you set it to feet and origin to origin as well. So we have this form, which definitely would have been pretty hard to create in Revit, and let's start with the walls real quick. If we go up to massing and site, it might be a little different on your guys if you're working on 2010, but if you know where to find model by face, Are you guys able to find that? And let's just do a EIFS on serial stud, metal stud. Are you guys ready to move on if we start doing this? All right. Well, so now we're going to click. So you're going to model by face and the location line. So let's say we want to make sure that this wall, this surface that we modeled in Rhino, represented the interior surface of the wall. We would want to have the finished face interior selected up here, so that when we model, it will make this as the interior, this exact location as the interior face of the wall, as opposed to pushing the wall in. So let's start see how this works. So just to hit it over to shaded, you see that it's now actually real walls. And if we just render it real quick, you can see that it actually maybe we don't want to render it just to show. Well, maybe you guys can trust that it actually is actually walls. Let's cancel that. It's actually a bad idea.
Would you try to set up or modify so that it's selecting the wall? That's what it's specifying the wall.
All right. Well, I may have to help you out with that. It looks different on mine because I have the 2012 version.
Okay. So right here I have.
Oh, you gotta finish your mask. And then, so under mask and site,
architect.
site, model by face, and wall.
Oh.
And then up here you can select which kind of wall you want. I really don't think that's sauces. Yeah, so you can check. You can select whichever kind of wall you want. Have you finished the mass already? Try and model that base wall. Scroll over now with the select model. It's strange. When you sorry for waiting, but fail. Is everyone else able to actually get some real walls out of that? All right, so now we'll move on to we'll model this curtain wall. And once again, the same way. What do you mean?
For the modeling that face, do you want us modeling a wall or a curtain system?
Oh, curtain system on this one, on this part.
What's the curtain system?
It might be. It's gonna look a little different on yours.
As opposed to just the
Oh, well, you have to go back to massing in the architect site and model that base and curtain system.
Oh.
Oh, you don't have that mass there. You might need to import that other mass. It's called the curtain wall, vinyl curtain wall.
Oh.
Under the, so if you just want to link the one more SAT file, good.
So I'm just gonna click on this curtain wall and hide it so that. Oops. It's a mass curtain. Wonder why that wouldn't let me.
No, what I'm trying to
Weird. I don't know what's going on.
what I'm trying to make the curtain wall doesn't let me select the actual.
Really?
A lot of people are having this issue.
Is this one's also having the same issue. Did you model it, or did you put that mass all as one mass, or did you model them? Did you
Separate layer.
make them like separate masses, or are they all one mass?
I mean, I have.
If you click on that, it's done right. Actually, created its own mass. The problem is if you want to delete that and try and relink that one, were you able to model the walls at all?
No.
If you weren't able to select them at all? That's
Yeah,
an issue,
actually.
right? Do you guys that are able actually model from the base? Do you guys have different versions of Revit? You guys that's still 2010? More Revit? I wonder.
So I think I would use this shit. I do the curtains. Get this one. Create elements from this. How I create.
I would just go to view and you say 3D view. Yeah, that should do that. Actually, yeah. What view are you guys in when you're trying to do this? It's just like the typical 3D view. You're still not able to model anything by face. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not quite sure why it's doing that at all. I guess we'll just have to
I'll just watch.
follow along there. Or maybe we could try opening up Revit on a computer. save the file and have you guys try and catch up, but it seems like it's working for some people.
Why is this?
Probably because there's an actual mass behind it. So if you hit tab, if you hold it over there, that's it's keep on tabbing through to find the actual mass that. And obviously, in Revit, you'd have to go through and adjust these to make them actually work together. But let's go through here. We're going to hide that in view. And then we're going to also model the roof as well. So. Yeah.
Tell me how to get the properties view in your document projects.
Do you know how to do that, Demi? How to get the properties view, even though he's in 2010? Over on the left here.
So that was forever on rep. So we got line it out.
There we go. Now we have this roof set up, and then so now I'm just trying to hide this this form. And whoops, gonna want to undo that, and we're gonna model this by roof as well. And you'll see that for some reason with modeling a roof, you can't make it model upwards, so you'd have to move this. You have to actually move this vertically, so you can just move to the west facade. Now let's go back to the 3D view and see if that worked. See that that's just been moved right there. So now let's go up to visibility. Where is that? Oh. Hey, Demi, on 2012, where's the visibility in graphics? Just VG. So if you just type in VG, we go to visibility and graphics, and let's turn off the walls for right now. And go back to masking and site and model floors by face. Something nice and light. And apparently it won't let me. Now I'm starting to have the same problem as you guys. But if we go in, actually if we go into the south view and set up our and also hide the walls here. We can make sure that the levels are set. It's 2 feet higher. So if we measure right here, you'll notice that I think these this distance is 12 feet. So if we want to keep on copying. Is there a way to copy multiple times, Dami? Like copy multiple times so I don't have to keep on clicking it? Oh,
Yeah.
multiple. There we go. So we'll keep bringing that up. And so if we go back to the .3D view, and so since this is since these aren't working for some reason and to actually turn into floor slabs, let's delete them, and we're gonna go back into Rhino real quick, and we're gonna just actually join all of these together. And they should be a closed poly surface, but let's see if we can cap it. So there we go. Now it's actually a closed poly surface. So we can create mass floors from that. So let's export again. And once again, I'm going to bring this into the 133 folder so you guys can access it as well. And back into Revit, let's go back to massing and site and do the in-place mass. Now this is overall mass. And insert, we're going to link CAD. Also feet, make sure we get origin to origin over here. If you want to click on them, select them, and you can right click And oops, let me finish this mask first. So you can click on things and right click them, and there'll be an option to go say hide in view, and you can hide the elements, or you could do even the whole category if you wanted to hide all the masking, but we're gonna bring in more maskings, so that wouldn't work very well. So it'd be best to just hide by.
How do you bring it back? Want to?
To unhide. Then you would Zimi, how do I bring it back after you to unhide something?
You go down here.
Oh, down here to the.
Reveal hidden elements.
There's a little light bulb there. Reveal hidden elements. So, I just noticed that when I changed my floor to floor heights here, these moved up 2 feet because they're linked with level 2. So I guess it would be best to set up the levels before you import, and then so that you can associate this with a certain level. But let's just, to fix that right now, we're just going to move that back down 2 feet. And that should be fixed. But now let's once again let's see. I guess they are hidden. So now let's since we have this whole mass, which is just entirely enclosed mass, we can go to massing and site, and hey, Demi, how do you do the mass floors on 2012? Is it the same way?
So mass floor?
Yeah.
No. Oh, no, yeah. Now he doesn't show it. But press it. First, I show mass floor.
Weird. Damn it. Sorry.
I think that's selected first. Massing and site. To modify map. Yeah.
Oh, mass floors. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Over there on the right. So now, there we go. You have these mass floors here set up.
I only have 2 floors on my section. How do you modify the other?
Oh yeah. All right. Let's go to the south facade here. And you'll see that these are going to be set up at 12-foot intervals. So if you want to just go over here and you move this up to 12, and then you could keep on what you could type in CO or hit copy up here at the top and click multiple, and you can use each other as a reference. Just keep going up 12 feet over and over again, and then you'll actually have these levels set up. And then that otherwise you won't be able to do the mass floors. So now that you got that, we could hide this as well. And you have these mass floors, and then we can go over to massing and site, do the floors as well. Oh yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
So you'll notice that the roof here, for example, this piece right here, all the things that we created before we had set up the new floor-to-floor heights, like because I guess one important things you do in Revit is you set up those floor-to-floor heights before we start doing this. Once I moved the floor-to-floor height from 10 feet to 12 feet, it moved anything that was linked with that level 2. So if you go into the south, or any elevation really, you can select those objects that got moved and just move them down 2 feet in order to fix that. Usually you'd want to have them associated with your levels, and so you can do your parametric modeling, but we didn't do that at the beginning. So now we're going to turn the walls back on. And you'll see that we have this whole form created from that massing that we did in Revit, or I mean that we did in Rhino. If you
See, where you're at, did you import the new massing? Yeah. And if you want to, a good thing you can do is delete those floors since they don't work. Or hide them either way. So then go to select it and go to massing inside. Oh no.
No, it's not.
Oh, sorry, I have modify mask and mask floors. Whichever ones you want. See. It's from that same place. I put in the.
You know, I tried to do last forward with the last, but there's no such
Yeah. Yeah. If you go into the, the CE, the L drive is. Did you try that? You don't actually need to open it in Rhino at all. We're just going to link it to the Revit file. So if you just hit Revit, just the same way we did it before.
But I didn't capture that. Or you just put it.
I created a new file that you can bring in, and I would just hide that actually before you do it. Hide that, and put massing in site, in place mass, and then go on to the CAD. Yep, should be good. And then you have that selected, and you should be able to. So you have the floor selected. So, yep, there you go. And but if you go back to the 3D view, you hide that mask. You'll see that there's just these massings. So then you have to go back to the massing in site and model by face floor, and select all those. Have your floors. Let's go nice brick.
Oh, that's fine.
I'll just rewind
architects working on some computers, but not others.
So I don't know. I just discovered something that.
Yeah, I can see curtains now.
I wasn't able to see curtains. Properties of my view. And graphical display option. If I didn't have this clicked, I don't have the option. I don't even see any of the curtains options. For example, this would be all the unselected.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't have any idea.
Yeah, there's some
There's
weird
a lot of options.
there's some weird filters depending on whichever way your Revit is set up.
Uh-huh.
Actually, once you turn the walls back on, it should be because that's just the masking it's leaving out of. That's just the masking.
I see. So
So
you,
that's
you
why
put
that's-
like another layer
Yeah.
of walls.
Yeah, that's why we when we modeled the walls by face, we set them on the interior finish so that that way you won't have the overlap.
You have some room for the
Yeah.
exterior layer. Do you know how this thing works in terms of quantities?
Yeah, I mean now it once you've done like sometimes you won't be able to model by face if you have some kind of forms that are a little too complex, but this way you can, like, it has like all dimensions, length and area and volume and everything, because you're really just having the actual Revit building information modeling. I mean, when you get into some even more complex forms than this, it's questionable how much Revit will actually be able to retain information from it. But just for something that's difficult to model in Revit, but not incredibly complex, this works very well. So you'll see you could go to your Home tab and add in doors or walls or whatever, and it'll work. You'll see. So I mean, it's actually like a real form now here in Revit. So with that, we can try and catch you guys up, and we'll take a break here, and maybe we can catch. Maybe I can try and figure out what's going on with you guys that aren't able to even model any faces.